Lispeth is a short story by Rudyard Kipling. It was first published in the Civil and Military Gazette on the 29th of November 1886. Its first appearance in book form was in the first Indian edition of Plain Tales from the Hills in 1888, and it later appeared in subsequent editions of the collection. The tale is an interesting example of Kipling's attitudes to different races and cultures, which is less simple than many accounts of his beliefs allow. The story is set in Kotgarh, a valley about 55 miles by road from Simla, the summer seat of the British government of India. It is the home of Sonu and his wife Jada, who, after the maize fails and bears raid their opium poppy field, turn Christian. Lispeth is the daughter, and Lispeth is the Hilla-Pahari pronunciation. Cholera kills Sonu and Jada, and Lispeth becomes servant, companion to the chaplain's wife at Kotgarh. She grows very lovely, a stately goddess, 5 feet 10 in her shoes. One day on her walk, says Kipling, with fine irony and huge admiration of the hill people, she finds an unconscious Englishman whom she carries back to the mission, announcing that she has found her husband. This scandalizes the chaplain and his wife, and they lectured her severely on the impropriety of her conduct. The stranger, a traveler hunting plants and butterflies, recovers, but enjoys prolonging his convalescence by flirting with Lispeth. Although he is engaged to an English girl at home, he is told of her matrimonial plan, and is amused. On leaving, he takes the chaplain's wife's advice to say he will return to marry Lispeth. Of course the Englishman does not return, and after 3 months of Lispeth's waiting and weeping, the chaplain's wife tells the truth, saying it was very wrong and improper of Lispeth to think of marriage with an Englishman who was of superior clay. "Then you have lied to me," says Lispeth, and reverts to her own people, marrying a woodcutter who beat her after the manner of Paharis. Quote, "There is no law whereby you can account for the vagaries of the heathen," said the chaplain's wife, which shows the ambivalence of Kipling at the end of a story in which the native is shown as honest, simple and admirable, and it is the Christians who are the hypocrites and liars. It is not quite as simple as that. Kipling also suggests that he has heard this story from Lispeth herself, who, when she was sufficiently drunk, could sometimes be induced to tell the story of her first love affair, which may seem a rather patronizing European attitude to the natives. All quotations in this article have been taken from the uniform edition of Plain Tales from the Hills, published by Macmillan and Amp Co. Limited in London in 1899. The text is that of the 3rd edition, and the author of the article has used his own copy of the 1923 reprint.